Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So a lot of people tend to ask me, is it okay to cut the roots when you get your plants new? Let's say that you have received your new plants and the roots are very big, or there is a lot of soil that is stuck onto the roots. Is it okay to cut the roots? Absolutely yes, you can definitely cut the roots. Now sometime back, probably a month back, I had got these aguides, and this aguides, I'll put up the name on the screen, and unfortunately there was a lot of black roots. Now the black roots were not unhealthy roots, but there was a lot of the soil from the cellar that was stuck to the roots. Now I usually do not prefer that soil because they tend to use a lot of leaf compost, because they are from a very different environment. Basically these succulents come from a very hilly region wherein the climate is very different and their soil mix is also very different. So I prefer to clean up the roots before adding it to my soil mix or to my pot. But ideally the roots come in very clean, but this one had a lot of these dry roots, and also it had a lot of leaf compost that was stuck to it. If I have to show you, it was probably this size of roots that were dark in color. So I chopped them off right over there, but I did not chop off all of the roots because we still want roots to be present on the succulent. So basically this succulent has been out of the soil for almost I would say a month, but I wouldn't recommend you to do that because my environment is very pleasant. So this is being kept in indirect bright light. I don't see that the succulent is getting dehydrated, so I have left it out for air rooting. But if you are from a very different environment, which is very dry, which is very hot, or which is very, very cold, then please do not keep it for a month. You'll have to put it into the soil. So the reason why I wanted to make a video on this is to show you that now almost after a month I have started to notice small little pink roots, as you can see over here. So these are the new roots that are starting to come up. So obviously I will not be keeping it out of the soil any longer because the roots are already visible. Now you do not have to cut the roots and keep it out. I prefer to do this. This is my method of doing it, but you can just cut off the roots and then put it into the soil. But remember, please do not add any liquid to it. Do not add any water. There could be a chance, I'm not very sure, but there could be a chance of rot. So we do not want to get into it. So what I tend to do is, after I have cut it off, I just let it air root. And now you can see very small little roots. I'm not very sure if it's going to be very visible because they're just starting out. So after a month, they have started to put out the aerial roots. Now maybe this is because it's an aguides, it's basically a genus of Echeveria, so probably it is dormant. But usually they used to show up within 2 or 3 weeks, but this time it took a lot of time. But nevertheless, now the roots are starting to show up, so I will be putting them into the soil very soon. I have to prepare some soil mix. I don't have my soil mix ready. I still have to filter a lot of soil, but you can see it's doing absolutely well. There is no dehydration as of now, but if I'm going to keep it out for more time, it might soon start to lose out on the water, so I'll have to put it into the soil. So yes, the roots can be cut, but do not go overboard. Do not cut it completely. Leave a little bit of root still. This is the dry leaf. So you can see this was the main root. You can see it was a little bit dried up, but now it's putting out new pink roots over here. So it's doing quite well. So yes, if you have roots that are really huge, that are very fat, and you're not able to put it into the soil, just trim a little bit. Do not go overboard. Just a little bit here and there is absolutely okay. Try to keep majority of the roots, and then you can put it into the soil, or like me, you can just wait and let it air dry and air root, and then you can put it into the soil. Depends whichever you are okay with. If you want to put it into the soil right after cutting it, you can do that as well, because the succulent roots are dry at that point of time. But always remember, you're not going to water it at the same day. Wait for at least 4 or 5 days, and then you can do the watering. And meanwhile, the same process of how you do it for a newly purchased succulent, it has to be kept in indirect bright light, no direct sunlight, until it starts to get adjusted and acclimated in your new environment. So that's all about it, guys. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.